Hi, this is Ellen Etoff with Ecstatica with the survey results for the Sexual Confidence Survey for Women. And again, I just wanted to reiterate that these graphs that I'm going to show you just were not visible in any other fashion except to show you on a video. For the women, we had 90 participants, 72 completed it. And the first question was, are you currently in an intimate relationship? And the answers were almost half said no, and the rest, almost 39%, said yes. And of those that were, the length of time varied sort of across the board. Now, I'm going to show you the answer to number 9, because I just wanted to give you some context so you see the age range relative to the men's survey. And for the women, they were predominantly between 45 and 64, with 30+% being 45 to 54 and almost 30% being age 55 to 64. So that kind of ran about a decade younger than the men who took the men's version of this survey. So I'm going to walk you through the rest of these, and as you'll see, I can't really show you the entire question, the answer to each question without scrolling over it, which is one reason I couldn't just print it out or make a PDF for you. So question 2 was, when it comes to sexual confidence or empowerment, what are your biggest challenges or highest interests? And 18.5% said sexual shame and or embarrassment. Almost 35% said developing a more positive body image, overall body and or my genitals. And a few more than that said understanding more about my body and personal sexual response so I can enjoy sex more physically. 22% said getting my partner's enthusiastic participation in making our sex life better. Then we got into the higher numbers here. Almost 41% said knowing how to elicit my partner's support in fulfilling my sexual needs and erotic desires without risking rejection or bruising his male ego. And 42%, look at this is the second highest response, said getting out of my head and into my body for sex. And if you look at the men's survey results, you'll see that this was one of the highest issues for men, is getting his female partner out of her head and into her body for sex. So I've researched this before, and this is a pretty consistent concern for both parties. Flip sides of the same coin. Now, 38% of women said feeling free to let myself go and be fully sexually self-expressive and responsive. 22% said becoming more sexually confident. And look at this, a whopping 54.3% said experiencing deeper intimacy during lovemaking. Now, you might think this is just a female thing, but in fact, the men scored quite high in this question as well with this answer. Almost 41% said they wanted to know more about male sexual response and how to be a better lover to their male partner. 38% said they wanted to feel free to fully receive and give pleasure, and the rest were other or not applicable. So then we have, what are your biggest challenges related to getting your partner's enthusiastic support in satisfying you sexually? And by the way, I just want to say that where it says hypers, so this little section over here, hyper just refers to people who filled in one or more of the open-ended fill-in boxes at the end of many of the questions. So it's not really relevant to this. It was sort of something I could read. So 26% said, I'm not really sure what it would take to satisfy me. And almost 30% said, I don't know how to communicate what I need my partner to do. So this speaks to the general concern that men have about, their partner not being able to tell them what they want and need. And the truth is, because women either don't know or don't know how to convey that. Then we have 23.4% who said, I'm embarrassed and or ashamed to ask for what I need and desire. 19.5% said, I'm afraid of my partner's response, like being shamed, teased, invalidated, or rejected if I told him what I really want and need sexually. And look at this, over 35% said I don't want to hurt my partner's feelings or make him feel he hasn't been a good lover to me. So communication is really a huge issue for both genders. 9% said they've tried and the fallout wasn't worth it. Almost 21% said I've tried and my partner just doesn't get what I'm asking for. 6.5% said he doesn't want to try new things sexually. 11.7 said my partner doesn't seem to care about my sexual needs and desires. And then, over 18% said none of these are a challenge for me. Question 4 is, how are these challenges affecting your sex life and or your relationship overall? So 31.5% said I feel inadequate as a lover. And this was true for a lot of men as well. And the reverse side of the men's was that women say, and almost 18% said I feel like less of a woman. 20.5% said I hold back sexually, so neither of us gets maximum pleasure. 52% said I don't experience as much pleasure and satisfaction as I think is possible. Almost a quarter said he doesn't experience as much pleasure or satisfaction as I think is possible. Now remember, these are all in answer to the question about, how are these challenges affecting your sex life? 13.7% said we don't feel as close as we'd like. Over 20% said it creates tension that spills over into other aspects of our relationship. No surprise there. Almost 10% said it negatively affects his mood. Almost 20% said, I'm sometimes tempted to stray emotionally or sexually. And 17.8% said, I'm afraid he'll be tempted to stray emotionally or sexually. It's interesting. I believe the men said they were, higher percentage felt they were personally more tempted to stray. And they thought that their partners, their female partners, a fewer percentage of men thought their female partners were tempted to stray. But look at this. 19% said they are personally. And I think the men said something like 8% of them thought their partners might be tempted to stray. And by the way, again, women are kind of underestimating in this case. Almost 18% think that her partner will be tempted to stray, but the men themselves thought they might be tempted in higher numbers. And 18% said this was not a challenge for them. And then the fifth question is, in what ways would your sex life and or your relationship be better if you had more sexual confidence? So the answers are 50% said our sex life would be more fulfilling for both of us. Over a third said I'd feel more whole as a woman. Well over half said I'd be able to let go and be more spontaneous sexually. And of course, that's what men want of their partners and women want for themselves and their partners. 50% said we'd feel more emotionally connected during lovemaking. 40% said we'd both feel freer with each other and more playful. 37.5% said I'd want to have sex more often. And over 30% said he may want to have sex more often. Half said we'd feel more bonded in our relationship. 40% said we'd be happier with each other overall. And the rest didn't think it was an issue. Question 6 is, what's the, oh my God, dream solution you would pay almost anything for? And 43% said to feel confident, whole, and satisfied sexually. 39% said to understand my particular sexual response and what it would take to satisfy me sexually. So this just speaks to the fact that, a high percentage of women really haven't been able to determine what they really want and need to the fullest extent. Almost 35% said to be able to satisfy my partner sexually. 44.4% said to feel free to let go and be fully spontaneous, responsive, and express myself sexually. 36% said to feel more confident with my overall body image and how I look and feel to my partner. Almost 21% said to feel more confident about how my genitals look and feel to my partner. 41.7% said to be, I can't make that show now, to be able to discuss my sexual needs and desires with my partner in a way that we can both feel good about. So notice this is a really high interest. People want to feel free. They want to be able to discuss their needs and desires with their partner. 40% want to have my partner's enthusiastic support in fulfilling my sexual needs and erotic desires. And 44.4% say that they want to learn to understand their partner's sexual needs and erotic desires and feel confident in satisfying them to the degree to which I'm willing and able. Question 7 was, if I created a program that gives you more sexual confidence and the kind of dream solutions you said you wanted in the previous question, would you be interested in investing in it? And 19% said yes, if I thought it would actually help me. 29% yes, probably if I thought it would help me. 34.7% said maybe, and almost 10% said no. And then I asked which of these titles, if any, most speak to you. And the first two didn't get much of a response. Hold back no more in bed, hold back in bed no more. Sexual confidence for women was up a little bit to 14%. 25% said the sexually confident woman. 21% liked sexual empowerment for women. And the highest score was the sexually empowered woman, 44.4%. Said that spoke to them. But I clearly did not strike it right on these titles because, almost 20% said none of these speaks to me. So I have not nailed that one, but at least I tried. I asked and I got a few responses that were open-ended. And I've gone over the age. And then the last question was just, are you a sex and intimacy teacher or coach? And let's see. Well, I can't show you this here, but 11% said they were, 8 said they were, and the rest said no, as you might expect. So that's it for the Sexual Confidence Survey for women. Thank you so much for participating, because if you're seeing this, you must have left your email address to receive the results. So I thank you very much.